My name is Joseph. I'm in second grade. I'll be reading The Granny Granny Donkey. There was a sweet donkey who lived on the heath. She was so funny with her false teeth. Yee-haw! But her teeth kept falling out. She was a clunky donkey. There was a sweet donkey who lived on the heath. She was so funny with her false teeth. Yee-haw! But her teeth kept falling out. She loved to sip her favorite brew and dunk her biscuits in it. She was a donkey drinky clunky donkey. There was a sweet donkey who lived on the heath. She was so funny with her false teeth. Yee-haw! But her teeth kept falling out. She loved to sip her favorite brew, dunk her biscuits in it, and fall asleep in the afternoon sun. She was a donkey drinky clunky donkey. There was a sweet donkey who lived on the heath. She was so funny with her false teeth. Yee-haw! But her teeth kept falling out. She loved to sip her favorite brew, dunk her biscuits in it, fall asleep in the afternoon sun, then go for walks with her jewelry on. She was a clinky zonky donkey drinky clunky donkey. There was a sweet donkey who lived on the heath. She was so funny with her false teeth. Yee-haw! But her teeth kept falling out. She loved to sip her favorite brew, dunk her biscuits in it, fall asleep in the afternoon sun, go for walks with her jewelry on, and she always dressed smartly. She was a swanky, clinky zonky, donkey, drinky, clunky donkey. There was a sweet donkey who lived on the heath. She was so funny with her false teeth. Yee-haw! But her teeth kept falling out. She loved to sip her favorite brew, dunk her biscuits in it, fall asleep in the afternoon sun, go for walks with her jewelry on, dress smartly, and she played her banjo to relax. She was a clunky, plinky, swanky, clinky, clinky, zonky, donkey, drinky, clunky donkey. There was a sweet donkey who lived on the heath. She was so funny with her false teeth. Yee-haw! But her teeth kept falling out. She loved to sip her favorite brew, dunk her biscuits in it, fall asleep in the afternoon sun, go for walks with her jewelry on, dress smartly, and play her banjo to relax. But if she hadn't had a visit from her family in a while, she would sometimes get grumpy and cranky. She was a granky, plunky, plinky, swanky, clinky, clanky, zonky, donkey, drinky, clunky donkey. There was a sweet donkey who lived on the heath. She was so funny with her false teeth. Yee-haw! But her teeth kept falling out. She loved to sip her favorite brew, dunk her biscuits in it, fall asleep in the afternoon sun, go for walks with her jewelry on, dress smartly, play her banjo to relax, and sometimes she got grumpy and cranky. But when her son Wonky turned up with her cute granddaughter Dinky, that granky granny donkey got so many cuddles and kisses that she couldn't get the smile off her face for weeks. She was a granny plunky plinky swanky clinky clinky zonky donkey drinky clunky donkey. There was a granny donkey who lived on the heath. She smiled so much you could see her false teeth. Yee-haw!
My name is Noah. I am in 4th grade. I will be reading Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All of the king's horses and all of the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again.
Hi, my name is Isabel. I'm in the 5th grade and I will be reading a poem called The Grumble Family. There's a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on Complaining Street. In the city of never are satisfied, the river of discontent beside. They growl at that and they growl at this, whatever comes there is something amiss. And whether their station be high or humble, they all are known by the name of Grumble. The weather is always too hot or cold, summer and winter alike they scold. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet down on that gloomy complaining street. They growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. In fact, their growling is never done. And if everything pleased them, there isn't a doubt they'd growl that they'd nothing to grumble about. But the queerest thing is that not one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name. For never a grumbler will own that he is connected with it at all you see. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, he will learn their ways. And before he dreams of the terrible jumble, he's adopted into the family of Grumble. And so it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into complaining street, and never to growl whatever we do, lest we be mistaken for grumblers too. Let us learn to walk with a smile and song, no matter if things do sometimes go wrong, and then be our station, high or humble, will never belong to the family of Grumble.
Bridge Builder by Will Allen Drumgoole. An old woman going a lonely highway came at the evening, cold and gray, to a chasm vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a sullen tide. The old woman crossed in the twilight din. The sullen stream had no fear for her, but she turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. Old woman, said a fellow pilgrim near, you are wasting your strength with building here. Your journey will end with the ending day. You never again will pass this way. You've crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build this bridge at evening tide? The builder lifted her old gray head. Good friend, in the path I've come, she said, there followed after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been as naught to me, to that fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. She too must cross the bridge in the twilight din. Good friend, I'm building this bridge for her.
Crossing the Bar by Lord Tennyson. Sunset and evening star and one clear call for me, and may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. But such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam, when that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face when I have crossed the bar.
If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or wash the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build 'em up with worn-out tools. Yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. An abridged version of If by Rudyard Kipling.
Theodore Roosevelt's Man in the Arena. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how strong the man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
I'm being eaten, swallowed by a boa constrictor by Shel Silverstein. Oh, I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor. A boa constrictor. A boa constrictor. I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor, and I don't like it one bit. Well, what do you know? It's nibbling my toe. Oh, gee, it's up to my knee. Oh, my, it's up to my thigh. Oh, fiddle, it's up to my middle. Oh, heck, it's up to my neck. Oh, dread, it's oomph.
Funny Looking by Alan Balter. At the hospital on the day of my birth, I'm told I look strange for what it's worth. Doc didn't whack my rump like he did to others. Nope, I looked so funny he slapped my mother. So yeah, I wasn't a handsome guy. Mom said my face could make onions cry. Dad took me to the zoo and a girl made a crack. How nice of that man to bring the monkey back. Once I got sick with the nasty flu. I needed some medicine like other kids do. The doctor was hardly a humanitarian when he suggested I visit a veterinarian. Being quite truthful, indeed brutally frank, they turn off the camera when I go into a bank. The first time I visit a psychiatrist, ouch, she insisted I lie face down on the couch. But I made it to college and earned a bachelor's degree, then completed a master's and PhD. I'm the owner and president of a large company where lots of good-looking people work for me. So if you don't like the image you see in the mirror, here's a message that couldn't be any clearer. Don't worry, young people, just hit the books, because what you know gets you further than how you look.
This poem is Bear in There by Shel Silverstein. There's a polar bear in our Frigidaire. He likes it because it's cold in there. With his seat in the meat and his face in the fish and his big hairy paws in the buttery dish. He's nibbling the noodles, he's munching the rice, he's slurping the soda, he's licking the ice. And he lets out a roar if you open the door, and he gives me a scare to know he's in there. That polar bear in our Frigidaire.